of people think that if they travel out of Nigeria that their life will change. I wish you listened to this lady's story. This lady was only 15 years old when they told her that her future is going to be bright if she leaves Nigeria. But what she didn't know that they were planning to use her for prostitution in Italy. And that was how they traveled this lady out of Nigeria. Today she has ended up with HIV. She wants to share her story to the world so others can learn from it. This is her story.
When they talk say person they eat garri for abroad, it was me. Christmas and New Year, the only food that I was having with me in hotel, it was garri. He now told me that, did I know where I am going to? I told him, I do not know where I'm still going to, because my auntie and my uncle asked me to wait for them. That is why I am waiting for them to come and pick me. When they take me to the immigration office, it was there they now told me that the picture that is inside the passport, it is not me. The name is different. What is my name? I tell them my name. But the name that is written on the passport is a different name. They now told me to go and seek asylum. The mumu that I was, I do not even know what is asylum. She maltreated the hell out of me. She does not even care that I am her sister's daughter. She always humiliated me. It's like someone that who hated me right from time. She would call my father a drunkard, call my mother names. Her own sister. The blood test came out. Guess what? I have HIV positive.
Oh my goodness, I can't believe that you were forced into prostitution at the age of 15. Can you tell us your story?
Thank you, sir. My story started 18 years ago. I was at the age of 14 years and a half when my auntie, who based in Italy, came to Nigeria, brought her two kids. One was 8 months older, the other one was almost about a year plus or 2 years. That is what I could recollect. When she came to Nigeria, after bringing her kids, she begged my mom to help her to take care of those kids, which is my mom did. When she was going back, she told me to follow her to Lagos one fateful evening. I could not recollect how long she spent in Nigeria. I cannot remember. Which is, she told me to pick few of my things and my mom agreed. I did exactly what she told me. I was thinking that it is a regular trip, which is I followed her to Lagos once, my first time in Lagos, when she visited Nigeria before. I was thinking that it is a regular activity, helping her to fetch water, to cook, and take care of her kids. But I never knew it was another issue. Then, the next morning, we went to Lagos together with her and one of our uncles, which is, when we get to Lagos in the evening, we were so tired, we slept off till the next day morning. She was the one that came to wake me up early in the morning. She asked me to pack my things that I brought to Lagos, that we are going to somewhere. I was thinking that, oh, maybe we are going back home. Remember, I was just a child. Then I followed her and my uncle. She took me to a place which is I can remember very well. To two duplex. When we get there, she met these two ladies at the duplex. I don't know what they discuss about, but she told me and my uncle that they are coming back. I should wait for them. They are coming back to come and pick me up. That was the last time I saw my auntie and my uncle. I waited and waited. I never saw them again until I become a house help on that two duplex, working for the two sisters who owns that duplex, cleaning the entire house every blessed day, cooking for them, washing their clothes and their children's clothes, taking care of all the house activities, which is one of the sisters has a salon at the front of the shop. That salon was almost abandoned, which is when she discovered that I have a skill as an hairdresser, which is I never learned hairdresser. This is a gift from God to me. I was using it when I was at home. Then she started using it to earn money at the front of the house, which is a salon. I make people's hairs every day. Then when they come back from the office that they said that they have, then they will ask me how much have I made that day. Then I will provide the money for them. Without them telling me thank you, without them saying that, oh, nice job. Nothing. Then there was one fateful day, which is it was December. They asked me, they bought chickens during the Christmas and New Year, which is this period. I've not still seen my auntie and uncle. I was still hoping to see them, to pick me and let us go back home after months. I did not see them. Then they bought chickens for me to use it to cook for the family, which is I did. Then I used the chicken to cook for all the families. I was afraid to use the head of the chicken to eat my Christmas and my New Year food, which is I added the head of the chicken to the food because I do not want to answer any query, because already I've been starving a lot of times in that house without them dropping a dime at home. They will go to their office without no food. I prepare their children to go to school every day. When they will come back home, they will ask me, have I prepared anything? I will say no. They told me that I should be ashamed of myself. That there are a lot of my age mates who provide money for the family to feed at that age. But I tolerated. I take everything inside me in silence. This fateful day came, December period. I used the chicken that they bought to cook Christmas and New Year food for all the family. Everybody ate and celebrated, which is I used the head of the chicken to eat my Christmas and my New Year food. After the Christmas and New Year, they now told me to boil rice for them when they were coming from the office. Which is, I told them, there is no meat in the stew anymore. But they told me that there is no problem. Just for me to boil rice for them. I did. When I was serving them the food, they now turned at me and told me that here is the head of the chicken. I told them, Mommy, I use it to eat my Christmas and New Year food. That is where the problem started from again. They told me, since that I used the head of the chicken to eat my Christmas and New Year food for 1 week, I do not have to touch any food in the house. I said, there is no problem. I left. For that moment, I was so afraid. For the first day and second day, I starved. I could not touch any food because I was following up with instruction. I kept quiet. I cooked for them. But I think, and I decided that the third day, any food that I am cooking at the kitchen, I will take a little one from it and eat inside the kitchen before they come back from work. From the third day, I started doing so. Which is, when they come back from work, they come to the kitchen. They will monitor everything in the kitchen to know if I touch any of the food that they ask me to cook or anything, they will weigh it and all those stuff. But they never find anything against me. Inside that period, me suffering, washing their clothes, their children clothes, sorry to say, guys, taking care of the house. Then, the first time that I went to Catholic church, they were the one that will force me to come to Catholic church with them. Which is, my clothes, I do not have good clothes with me. Everything was already damaged. They said I must come with them. They do not care, even if that I wear rags. But I have to come with them to the Catholic church. I did. All my clothes that I have, the little clothes that I take along with me, all of them have already tear into pieces. Even needle and thread could not hold them anymore. I have to put on those clothes and follow them to the Catholic church. Then when we come back home, that is where everything began. All the suffering that I was passing through in that house, working from morning till night, taking care of the 2 duplex, every day sweeping and cleaning, washing the clothes and cooking for the entire family. Some day they give me food, some day they do not give me food. It become normal to me. Because I was never born with a silver spoon or a golden spoon. A day come, which is these 2 ladies, I never knew their husbands. One of these ladies' husband came to Nigeria. I heard that their husband based in abroad. One of them came to Nigeria. Then he saw the hard working that I was doing in that house. He now called his wife and told his wife that this work is too much for this girl. You have to reduce it. I was thinking that finally I've met someone who is going to save me. But I never knew that I've met someone who is going to do me for the rest of my life. When he said that, I was so happy inside me without nobody know the expression, sorry to say. Then, a day come when his wife left him at home, because anytime that his wife is going to the office, because the office that they are talking about, that, oh, this is their office, which is that office, they are using it as a human trafficking. In those areas, what I could recollect, it was between Agege and before they get to, what are they calling it? I don't know if I could remember right now, but it was between Agege. That is where they were living. Then the man's wife gave me instruction, that is the two ladies. They told me that anytime, any day, when their husband needs something, I have to provide it for him. That instruction, I follow up. I said there is no problem. Until when the wife will go to work, which is there is shower inside the bedroom. Everything is inside the house. But the man will not call me to come to the bedroom, ask me to fetch him water, sorry to say. Ask me to fetch him water from the borehole. But inside me, I would ask, why did he ask me to fetch water for him with the bucket when there is shower inside the bedroom? I never know that there is something going on in his mind. Then I will say, oh, I have to do what they asked me to do. I will go to the borehole and fetch water from the tap with the bucket and take it to the bedroom, drop it there, and told the man that the water is there. He will tell me, bring it inside the bedroom. When I will go to the bedroom, he's naked. I will quickly turn my face. I said, no, daddy, the water is here. With, afraid. I was so afraid that I would run away. He continued doing this until one fateful day when he started telling me that I should bring the water to where it is, to put it here, to put it there, when he's naked. I saw everything. I said, God, please protect me. I will not run away from the bedroom because I have to follow up with his wife's instruction after serving him food and run away. Go to where the gate man is and sit down there. But within me, I am thinking, should I tell someone? Should I tell the gate man? Because we are not allowed. I was not allowed to go out of the gate. But the fear was too much that I will receive the beating of my life, or they will accuse me of something that I've never done. I kept everything inside me. Then I decided to tell his wife. But looking about everything, I said there is no need telling his wife, because this is going to land me to a serious problem. A fateful day come, because I'm trying to summarize this story. When they now told us, already some guests started coming in to the house. Then they now told us that they wake us up in the night. They told us that the next morning we are traveling to Abuja, which is nobody questioned anything. They said we are going there for passports. There is someone that will wait for us at the front of the gate that is coming to come and pick us. We said there is no problem. When the next morning reached, we went to the front of the gate, which is there were a bus at the front of the gate. A guy came to come and pick us, take us to a bus stop that up to today, I cannot tell anyone what is the name of the bus stop. That is when we followed the bus to what are they calling it? What are they calling it, God? We followed the bus to the bus park. Then when we get to the bus park, then we now take a bus that is taking us to Abuja, that was the first time me going to Abuja. I've never been to Abuja before. So when we get to Abuja, they gave us little money that we are going to use to eat just one day. But due to when everybody started talking, we could not touch the money. We take the bus at night, direct straight to Abuja. The next morning, they gave us a little jacket. That is what I could recollect. When we get to Abuja, then we started following up because I cannot read and write. Then they started telling us how we are going to continue our journey. Then I was following them like a dundee. We moved from a certain extent, it was really cold, a little bit cold, according to the way they said it. We put on that little jacket. Then we trekked for how many kilometers? Where there were no houses, there were nothing anymore. For almost about hours. Until we finally get to that place that they said that they are going to do the passports. The only thing that I could remember, it was like a desert, that there is an old little story building there, but very old. Then I saw 4 men came out. There were offices there, abandoned project, abandoned office. That is what I could remember. Then they asked us to wait for them. After hours, they came back. They said we are done. They now told us to go back. We started our journey again because already we are in the afternoon. Trekking back to look for direction to go back to the park. Although we have already begged food and water from individuals to drink and eat because we never wanted to touch that little money that they gave us to feed, because we know that if we said let us consume that money, it's not going to carry us to anywhere. Then we now get to the park at night. That is when we now use that money to buy food to eat from the streets. We now take the night bus straight to Lagos the next morning. So when we get to Lagos, we get back to the duplex. We were doing our things as usual already. the activities that I was doing all alone in that house was a little bit reduced because there are other guests. But they instructed me that I am the one that will be cooking the food for all the family. I continue until one fateful day came when they told us that it is time for we to move. We are going to Cameroon. I said Cameroon. We said Cameroon. They said yes. They said there is a bus that is going to wait for us at the front of the gates. We follow up with instruction. Then, the next morning, we entered the bus. What I could remember is that we followed a lot of places. I don't remember whether if it is Imo State, a lot of places in East, until we get to Calabar at the seaport. When we get to the seaport in Calabar, that is, we're supposed to take a ship that is going to take us to Cameroon. But unfortunately, the ship got spoiled. We waited for 2 weeks at the seaport, sleeping inside the ship. Some day there is food, some day there is no food. Waiting for them to repair the ship, sorry to say. Until after 2 weeks, before the ship was repaired, let me tell you, there is something. We were sleeping inside the ship every blessed day. Because when we started this journey, we now met other people that wishes this family organized with us, other girls and boys who follow us at the half of the way from Lagos before we now finally get to Calabar. So when I am sleeping at night, one of the guys always come and touch my body. At first, I was thinking that I was dreaming. But I did not know that I was not dreaming. Because the name of the ship, it is Intercity. I was the one that gave it Intersuffer. Because that ship, I do not really understand. That is, one fateful day after 2 nights, I see that someone is touching my body. Then I decided to scream. To say, help me, help me. A lot of business people, which is I really appreciate them. Some of them are Cameroonians. Some of them are Nigerians. That is when I learned that, oh, this is how 2 countries work about. Then they come to Nigeria or they go to Cameroon to go and buy food items, then export it to another country to go and sell and never knows about it. They came to my rescue immediately that I screamed. When they asked what is going on, I explained to them what the guy is trying to do to me, to try to rape me. That is when those businessmen and women stopped him and told him that never him lay his hand on me again. Never. Which is, we have instruction before we left Lagos that anything that happened on our way, we should not open our mouth to tell anybody of what is going on, of where we are going to, and all those stuff, because they're threatening our life that if we do, is going to be a big problem, which is I cannot measure on this video. Then I appreciated all the businessmen and women. I learned something from them. That is when the ship, after they start moving, we get to Cameroon. When we get to Cameroon, one of the husband of those ladies that I was working with as help in Lagos, one of the husband now came. Then he paid some of the policemen in the that stay in the seaport there in the Cameroon for them to allow us to pass. But they tried to cover our face for people not to see us. According to that sponsor, he said that if any Cameroonian person knows that we are coming from Nigeria, they are going to arrest us and put us in prison. That their prison is a pit toilet. If we can be able to come out from the pit toilet, we will have a lot of infection and sickness in our body. But a lot of people could not make it alive. So we were so afraid. That is how he paid those police. They not allow us to pass the seaport at Cameroon. At first, we went to Douala. We spent 2 weeks or 3 weeks, if I could remember, in Douala. But it never changed. He buy us food once a day. We don't see him. There are some people that who brought food to us in hotel, because the hotel where we are is just one room. And that is the same hotel that we drink water from the toilet. All of us has to stay there. He said we cannot go out. That if not, our life will be in danger. We were there. Then until one day, he now transfer us to Yaoundé. We take bus, a very long journey again to Yaoundé. Then when we get to Yaoundé, we were still living in one room in the hotel, according to his instruction, drinking water from there. Sometimes in Yaoundé, he don't buy us food. We have to stay with empty stomach. Due to I was used to it, I don't have any problem anymore. Going to the toilet, take some water that has, the water is almost about all these things that is getting spoiled, is yellow. We have to drink it. I have to drink it just to hold myself, to continue being strong, hoping that my auntie and my uncle will come one day to come and pick me. They never did. Until 2007, which is, I can remember very well, April 16 was my birthday. I do not know how he knows that that day was my birthday, because I always talk with other girls there that we are together. Due to I don't know how to read, I don't know how to write. I see that he now came that day. He said, "Oh, Abigail, I heard that today is your birthday. Okay, I want to take everybody's out. Let's go and eat and celebrate your birthday together." I said, "Thank God. Okay, let's go." Everybody dress, go with him. He take us to a local restaurant, a local street food at Cameroon there, that is when we eat roasted chicken and bread. After buying us that food, then he said, let us enter inside the car for him to go and drop us. He dropped everybody. He asked me to stay back. I was thinking that maybe he want to tell me something. That is when he now drove straight to his hotel. He asked me to follow him. I never knew that that is where his hotel is because nobody knows where he's living. When he not asked me to follow him, I came down, I followed him. Then he not told me that this is his hotel. Then he started trying to rape me again. I look at him. I started begging him. Please, daddy. Please, daddy. Then I do not know what came over me when I speak my dialect in Assam. I was born and brought up in Edo land. My dad was born and brought up in Edo. But my great-grandfather came from Assam, which is the dialect that I speak in Assam. My father do not even know it. My father have never taught us Assam because he does not even know. When I speak that language, he shouted. He said, where am I from? And I told him, my mother is from Edo. My daddy is from Assam, but although that he was born and brought up in Edo. He looked at me. He said, we are in Assam. And I told him, according to what my daddy has told us, where we come from in Assam. So I not told him that this is where we come from in Assam. He shouted, somehow, like someone who is shocked. He said, no, you are my sister. You are my sister. That was what he said. He now kneeled down and started begging me, apologizing to me for his errors. He said, no, I cannot do this to my sister. That is when he now sits down and asked me, how old am I? And I told him my age. That same day, that is when I complete 15 years old. He said, wow. He now told me that, did I know where I am going to? I told him, I do not know where I'm still going to. Because my auntie and my uncle asked me to wait for them. That is why I am waiting for them to come and pick me. That is why Ella told me that. No, it is my auntie that is taking me to Italy. But they said that they should not told me. Nobody should told me that they are taking me to Italy. It was a secret. That is when I find out. That is when he himself now find out that I cannot even read or write. So, after he said a lot of things, which is, I am summarizing this story, he now promised that he's going to do everything possible for me to get to my auntie. He now take me back to the hotel. So the first week, when he told me that everything was ready, that he's coming to pick me, he take me to go and do my hair in Cameroon, buy me some clothes, corn inside a big luggage for them to believe that I truly come from Europe and all those stuff. He was the one now telling me everything that I am saying right now. So that night, he came to come and pick me to tell me that that is the day that I am going to Europe, to Italy, to go and meet my auntie. I appreciated him. So I said goodbye to all the girls and everybody there. Then we left that night with taxi, going to the airport. Then armed robber robbed us that night. They took everything in Cameroon. That is when we now said, let's go back home. We are stranded. They now called another taxi, take us back to the hotel. Then, after 2 weeks, he now said that everything is prepared right now. He's ready for him to push me to Italy. Then he came to come and pick me in the evening. He said he has already bought everything and everything is ready that night. Then around 10:30, we were at the airport. He gave me a wristwatch. Then when we get to the airport, he told me what I'm going to say. Due to I do not know how to read and write. Then he gave me passport. He put ticket at the middle. He said if the security asked, I should present it to them. That is what he told me. So that is what I did. Then they accepted everything from Cameroon. We now get to the airport. Then straight, I take the flight. First time in my life taking a flight in my life. Straight to Paris. That is France. Which is, I was in Gare du Nord or Lyon. I don't know whether Gare du Nord or Lyon because I'm trying to recollect this story. Then when I now get, already he gave me 120 euro. He now writes 2 numbers on a pieces of paper for me. He told me that this is my auntie's number. Then this is another person's number. In case if I called my auntie, if my auntie could not pick, then I have to call the other number that is coming to pick me. If anything goes wrong at the airport in France, then I have to use that 120 euro to take taxi and buy my ticket. That is train ticket straight to Milan. He wrote everything and he told me the instruction many times how to follow about it. So, but if I get to France airport, if there is no control at the airport, then I have to take transit with the flight that who is going to take me direct to Milan, Italy. Which is that morning when I get to France airport, there was a lot of control. They now asked me to provide my document for them. I brought out the passport where the ticket is. I give it to them because they asked me, here is my document. I give them my document, which is I never opened that document. When I give it to France police, they now asked me to step out from the line. I step out from the line. They asked me to follow them. That is when they take me to the immigration office. When they take me to the immigration office, I sit down there. They started investigating and asking me questions. I said, I do not understand what they are speaking about. Then I went to go and bring translator. It was there they now told me that the picture, that is the passport, the picture that is inside the passport, it is not me. The name is different. What is my name? I tell them my name. But the name that is written on the passport is a different name. The picture is not even me. It is an old woman picture that they put at the passport. That is when I told them that even me myself, I am even confused. I do not even know what they are talking about. I do not know what is this document is talking about. Nothing. That is when they now went to go and throw me inside the camp at the airport. Every day. They will say they want to deport me, take me to the airport. That my flight is going to take off to Cameroon around 10:30 a.m. Which is what the sponsor told us that if they deport us from Europe back to Cameroon, we are going to the prison in Cameroon. Cameroonian prison is a pit toilet. That is what he has been telling us, which is, I was so afraid because according to him, when we go to the Cameroon prison, when we come out, we are going to have a lot of sickness and a lot of infection due to the prison is a pit toilet. I was so afraid. Then the number that he gave me, and I called the number. That was the first number that I called. It was my auntie number with the 120 euro that he gave me. When I called my auntie, she picked. It was her voice. I was so happy that finally I speak to my auntie for the first time after she abandoned me in Lagos. She asked me who am I, and I told her that my name is Abigail, your sister's daughter. He said, where am I? And I told her that they arrested me in France. I am in camp in France airport because I said the document that I have is a fake document. Auntie changed everything. She wants me not to ever call a line again if I want to put her in problem. If I want to put her in trouble. She denies ever knowing me. She said I should never try it again. She rejected me. Said no problem. I left with tears on my eyes. I started walking around. That is when already I've met a lot of other immigrants. I do not even know that they are immigrants, that they are in the same camp. Then asking me questions with tears in my eyes. I was telling them, that is when some of the group of people told me that all these Morocco, some of them are Nigerians, too few Nigerians, and other countries. They now told me to go and seek asylum. The mumu that I was, I do not even know what is asylum. They said I should go and tell story. Me, I was just thinking that it is a normal story. How am I going to go about it? They said I should go to the immigration office, tell them that I want to say story. Then they will open the door for me. Then I will start saying story. Which is I did. I went there in the evening. I knock. They open the gate. They ask me what did I want. I tell them that I want to say story. I want to seek for asylum. This is where They asked me that, okay, I should wait. They will come and inform me when they are ready. Then when they were ready, immediately they came to come and pick me from my room. Then they asked me to follow them. I followed them. They take me to a room that is like all those rooms that we are seeing in the film. I cannot even describe it anymore. Then with some cameras, some things around, started asking me questions. The moment that I was saying story that I never even know about. Just guessing stories. Because they told me to say story. I was thinking that it is a normal story. I started saying story. Then after hours, they take me back to my room. Which is the reasons why I would say France police are corrupt. Some of them. It was some of the black and white police, they always come to my room. They want to pull off their clothes for me to do something with them. I will say I want to shout. I will start shouting. They will run out of my room. That's why I never like France. And I can never like France. Because some of the police in France, especially some of our black police in France and the white one, are corrupt. Really. Then, at the tail end, they not come the next day, one morning, to tell me that, they want to take me to court inside the same airport, the same camp inside the airport. You cannot go out. You don't even know where you are inside the airport. It's a very large place. Then they now take me to the court. The judge say what I do not know. I cannot say that and blah, blah, blah. Then they take me back to the camp. Then every day they are coming to say that they want to deport me. They will take me to the airport, leave me there. 10 a.m. is my flight to Cameroon. I will wait and wait and wait. Then after 11, they will not come and pick me to take me back to the camp. Until one fateful morning, when they did the same thing. I was just waiting for them to take me back because I was tired of the stress. Then when I waited for them, 11, 12, 1 p.m., a black lady came with document on her hand, with a lot of photocopy of papers. She called my name. I respond. She now gave me everything. She said they gave me 3 days for me to leave France. The reason why is that there is election at that moment. After that 3 days. So I have to leave that country for 3 days. They gave me the permission to go. Then I told her, thank you. Then I asked her, please, where is the, that is, how can I go out from the airport? So she was the one that now directed me out to the airport. That is when I now find taxi, which is the paper that the sponsor gave me was still inside my hand. I had it all over my body, my breast, and all those stuff. Then I now tell the taxi that this is where they said that I am going to, Lyon train station. That is when the taxi now take me to the Lyon train station. When I get to Lyon train station, then I now use the remaining money that was with me to buy tickets. I told them that I am going to Milan. And I gave me ticket to go to Milan. But I I don't know how to read. I don't know how to write. The train station was so big. It's my first time of seeing a train station. I was so confused. I don't know what they write in my tickets. I don't know where I was going to anymore. I don't know where I was coming from. I have to sit down at the floor at the train station and start looking at everywhere. I do not even know the train that I'm going to take. To tell you how the situation was at there. That is when I met one of our Nigerian brother who came towards me. He came to me. He now asked me, why am I here? I look at him. I said, I don't know where I'm going to. I don't know the train that I'm going to take. He now said, are you a Nigerian person? I said, yes. Oh, I'm a Nigerian person too. Ah, really, bro? I can't greet her. I greeted him. We started flowing in pidgin. I was saying, finally, I've met my own country brother. That everything will be easier for me. And I told him where I'm going to. I showed him all the scripts, the direction, what they write for me, the sponsor and all those stuff, and the phone number. But I said, I don't know the train that I'm going to take. So he now told me that him is just coming from Italy right now. I cannot go to Italy because the border between France and Italy, they are deporting a lot of people that does not have document. Do I have document? I said no. The passport that I came with, they collected it in France. They never gave me back. They said that it is fake. He now said, okay, he's going to call the number that they gave me. And I said, okay, there is no problem. But this first number, this is my auntie's number. She said I should never call her in my life again. So we have option of the second number. That is when he now called the second number. So when he did, I do not know what she and the lady discussed because I do not know the lady. Then at the end, the lady now asked him to pass me the phone call. He now passed me the phone. Then the lady now told me to follow him to his house, that I should not worry. Then we sent someone after 3 days to come and pick me in France. I said, okay, there is no problem. That is when I followed that guy to his house. When we were going, it was a very far journey. He bought some dry fish. That is when I know that there is dry fish in abroad. He bought it. He bought cow leg. That is when I know that there is cow leg in abroad. They would take a lot of train and all those stuff. He was telling me the names. Then we now get to his house. I never know that they rented one room in abroad. It is now that I'm recollecting everything. Then he now fetched the water at the bedroom for me to go and use it to bath with buckets. I bathed, he gave me towel, I cleaned, I came back after dressing, I came back to the room. He was the one that cooked the food. Then he now gave me some food to eat. But at night, it does not allow me to sleep. It will be touching on my body. I refuse him. He will drive me outside at night, midnight, to go and sleep. outside, inside the car. I would be outside. That is what he continued doing. After some time, he will not come back to come and pick me, to take me inside, continue dragging throughout the night. He will be telling me that since he came to this country for years, he have not slept with black person. It is only white person that he has slept with, blah, blah, blah. But I refuse him. Until the third night that I could not anymore. I've never had rest since I left my parents. I was tired. I allowed him to have his way. That is when he let me and have his way into me. In France, when he did, that is when I lay curse on him. That it can never be well with him and this generation. Never. Never with the tears of my eyes. Never. Then, after that, he now wake me up to take me to the train station to tell me that the person that is coming to come and pick me, lady is at the train station in France. Let's go and meet her. That is when we went to go and meet the lady after the journey from one train to another. Finally get there. Which is, if you ask me about these people, I cannot remember them. Never. Then we went to the train station and met the lady, greeted. Then I do not know what he went to go and do with the guy. Then I see him giving the guy money. Then he now told me that let's continue. So she was the one that bought me kebab for the first time in my life, because I never ate kebab. He bought me there in France. She asked me if I've eaten. I said no, so she now bought me kebab. So that is when we now left. And she told me that we are going to cut the border half to take a night train. So I followed her. We take a night train. We get to a place it is some time ago that I now remember that is the border between Italy and France. Yeah. Then she now take me when we now get to the place in the morning. So she now went to go and buy tickets, which is already, she brought out some documents. Then when she now look at the document and the woman that is in the document, she said, no, she cannot give me the document. This woman is older than me. So she now kept the document inside her bag. So she now instructed me that in case if there is any maybe police control, I should pretend that I never know her in my life. I follow up with the instruction. Then, after the ticket, she take me inside the train. We enter the train together. Then before the train could move, she now said that she's coming. She want to go and ease herself. That she's coming back. Then before she come back from the toilet, police now entered, started doing control. Then when they now get to my turn, they now ask me for documents. I gave them all the photocopy that they gave me in France. I was thinking that it is part of documents because everybody carry photocopy around. I gave them, I packed everything out, I gave them. And I asked me to follow them, to carry my luggage and follow them. And I carry the little luggage that they bought for me in Cameroon, and I carry it to follow them. That is when I now get that. When I was going down, when I turned back, I see that the lady was coming out from the toilet. But I could not say anything. I kept quiet. I followed the police. They take me to their car. Then that is how they drive away. But one thing that I remember, I was following up with the direction. It was everywhere was mountain. Then we finally get to the station, which is, I was having wristwatch in my hand. We get to the station around 10 a.m. in the morning. Then they now asked me to sit down, that they are coming back. After some time, they came out, they now gave me all the papers, the photocopy that they gave me in France. They now asked me to leave and my luggage. That is the beginning. Wisdom. I look at myself. Where am I going to? Where am I coming from? Without no food, no water, no money. I first of all went to go and sit down at the floor at the front of the station. I sit down till 12 p.m. because I was confused, totally confused. I don't know what to do. I don't know where to go, where I am coming from. After some time, at 12 p.m. exactly, I have to get up from the floor. I said, okay, let me use my little brain to start following up the direction, if I can remember, to follow up with those directions that they used to take me to the station. I was thinking that it is easy. I never knew that it was never easy. I started trekking from 12 p.m. I get to the train station at 11 a.m. at night. All my hope that I'm going to find that lady at the train station. But when I get there, I did not find her. I started sleeping at the train station every night for 2 weeks without no food, no water. That is how I started sleeping there. I brought out the little jacket that they put inside the luggage. And some of my clothes that is already damaged, I put them at the floor and used the jacket to cover my shoulder, to be using it to sleep at the train station. I slept there, then continued sleeping there every day, every night. A fateful day came when I saw a car moving at the runabout. Because I wake up from the deep sleep. The speed of the car wake me up. I started looking. I perch, just be looking. Until the car stopped and come directly to me. Thank God. on my head at the train station. 2007. That is when I was for the second time at the train station. To swallow everything from Lagos, what I've passed through, to abroad. Then one fateful day, one white woman, which is the person that raped me, was a white person. But I cannot identify whether if it is a Morocco person or Italian person or France person, or I cannot identify until today. That is when a lady came to me one fateful morning at the train station, me dying of hunger. She now asked me, what am I doing here? She worked at the train station, but every morning, she always see me sleeping at the train station. What am I doing here? The only word that I could tell her is that I am hungry. Immediately, she asked me to follow her. I could not walk. I was dying of hunger, starving, no water for good 2 weeks. She raised me up, take me to a place that is close to the train station to buy me kebab and water. I ate that food as if that I was eating gold. After eating and drinking, my stomach stumbled upside down. All my intestine was so skewed. It was, I am done in this life. The lady was trying, pouring water, everybody tried to eat. She wanted to call the ambulance. I hold her hand. When she started asking me about my story in Italian, or in, I don't know whether Italian, I don't know the language, but what I could remember, since that I am in Italy, the police that hold me in that train station, they are Italian police. That means I was in Italy, the border between Italy and France. I told her that, no. She now asked me, where am I going to? I asked her, did you speak English? She said yes. That is when I was able to communicate with her with English and tell her all my journey. When I gave myself back after hours, it was this lady that now asked me to follow her to her car, because she said she cannot buy ticket for me at that same train station, because if not, they are going to bring me down because I do not have documents. Then she now asked me to follow her to her car. Then she now cut the border, take me to a mini train station. She bought me a ticket of 23 euro. And she now gave me 5 euro. She writes her contacts for me and tell me that when I get to Milan, I should call her with all those all the days, this thing, all this cabina, we call it cabina here, call center, to call her and call the person that I am going to meet. So that is how it now take me straight, the train now take me straight to Milan, which is, I appreciated her for everything. Then after I appreciated her, I take the train. I spent 6 hours on the road until I finally get to Milan. When I get to the Milan, then I now called her and appreciate her. Then I now called the lady, that is the second number, that which is, the sponsor said that if I called my auntie could not respond. I should call the second number, which is my auntie has already rejected me already. And I called the second number of, and that is the lady number. The lady now asked me to wait for her, that she's coming to come and pick me. I should hide at those pillars at the train station of Milan because of police problem and all those stuff. So I hide at the back of the pillar. After some hours, the lady now came to come and pick me, then take me to her house. It is the lady that now called my auntie to tell her that I've arrived. The lady asked me to go and have my shower because I was thinking. Then I asked me to cook whatever thing that I want to eat. The next day, see my auntie. My aunt finally came. When she came, she never said hello to me. She never asked how was my trip. She never asked how I was doing. But what I could remember, she was fighting with the lady. The lady was a pregnant woman. Fighting her, I do not know the reasons why they are fighting. My auntie started calling me a big fool. She said that I finally arrived to Italy. Why did I not call her for her to come and pick me? Why calling the other lady? She started harassing me. I do not know. It was money issue. I do not know. But they finally sought themselves out after some days. Because she said I should run away. She now picked me after 2 days in that lady's house. My auntie now picked me after giving that lady money. She now asked me to follow her. I followed her straight to Milan. Milano Lambrate. When I get to Milano Lambrate, I was thinking that that is her house. I never knows that that is not my auntie's house. Then my auntie now introduced me because to some of the girls and some of the friends. This is my friend, this is some of the girls. Then immediately she called some of the girls for them to give me clothes. Then all those ones throw clothes at me. I look at, okay, he said I should put it inside my bag, that she's taking me to where I am going to work. She's taking me to where I'm going to work. That is what she said. Okay. Without her asking me if I've eaten, if I want to drink water, nothing. How was my trip? How was my journey? My auntie would never ask. That is how I followed her from bus to bus until we finally get to the place front of cemetery. When we get to the front of cemetery, My auntie asked me that my auntie told me that this is the place that I am going to be working from. I look at everywhere. There is park, cemetery, and tree. There is nothing. I asked her, which work? She said, no need, that I will understand. Then she now introduced me to some of the girls that is in that park for them to teach me about the work. But she said, the park belongs to other girls. Me, I will be staying in the front of the cemetery. I look at her. I did not understand what she was talking about because I was confused. And I didn't even know that place is cemetery. Because I don't know cemetery. So I just went to inside the park at the bush. I just lie down there because I am over exhausted. I slept throughout that day. It is the girls that now wake me that we have to go home. She came to come and pick me. When we get home, she was asking me that, where is the money that I made that day? I look at her. I ask her, which money? What are you talking about? She was screaming. She never asked me about anything. How was the trip? How was I able to make it to get to where I am? That fateful day. The next day, she now take me back to the front of cemetery and start instructing me that I have to work and bring money back home. That is what she was telling me. Then I was curious. I went back there. I started asking the girls that she introduced me to, asking them that, oh, what is going on here? What kind of job are they doing? That is when they told me that they are doing prostitution to pay their madams. I look at all of them. I laugh because it was funny to me that my own auntie could do this to me. I was thinking that all of them are joking. I still went to the field to go and sleep. Then in the evening, when everybody is going home, they wake me up to follow them. Then my auntie would come and pick me. When I would go home, she would start asking for money. That is where the screaming started from. Insulting my father, insulting my mother. It was not funny anymore. Until one fateful day, I finally blend with all of them because she starved me with food, which is, I forgot one thing. That first day that I arrived to the house where she take me to, which is, I was thinking that it is a house. It was not a house. It is later that I now realized that it is a friend's house. Then, when I came back to the front of the cemetery that she take me to that first day, in the evening of it, when she came to come and pick me, she now take me to the kitchen where all her friends is. She now told them that I am her sister's daughter. She brought me to this Europe to come and help my family due to I come from a very poor home, that I have to support my family. I don't have to pay her any money. She brought me here for me to help my family out of poverty. That was her word. Everybody kneel down, that appreciated her. Then I have to put my 2 nails down and appreciate her too. But I never know that she is going to do me. Then after then, she now take me back to the cemetery. I was sleeping there. I sleep there. I was not doing anything because everything that they are doing, it was funny to me. I never understand. Until one fateful day, after the insults, after the beating, after the bullying, after the starving, if someone could tell me that my auntie will do this to me, I will never believe. I will never believe. I have to join because they said if you can't be there, you join them. But I was having a motive by joining them. At least me blending with them, I can be able to gather some information that I do not need, sir. I can be able to gather it. Because without that, I cannot be able to gather any information. I have to join them just for me to eat and do prostitution, giving the money to my auntie. My auntie that who said that she brought me here just to help my family. That is the only way to help family, to help my parents, is prostitution is the only solution. No. Regret everything about my life. I joined them. Start doing prostitution to send the money to pay, to give it to her. She was collecting the money. But she continued insulting me to tell me that the money was not enough that I am making. That is where I started taking information, pretending to look as if everything was okay. Everything was fine between me with her. Sleeping with men. You know. See. One fateful day, she found out that I was pregnant. I don't even know that I was pregnant. I don't even know. She started ranting, nagging, insulting, saying that I have a black man that I am dating in secret. That's why I am not bringing enough money home. She collected money from me to rent an apartment for me to start living with her because I never know where she was sleeping. Until when I came, The money that I was working, that is what she collected to go and rent. She said she wanted to use it to rent an apartment, but she did not rent an apartment. She rent just 2 rooms from someone that owns a flat. She rented 2 rooms from that person's hand, which is each of that room was 200 euro. She was collecting 600 euro per room from me. At the front of the cemetery where I stand to also from, she was collecting 800 euro per month from me. Every week, she collects 300 euro for food money, which is that food money. I will leave around 6 a.m. or 5 a.m. in the morning without no food in my stomach. I will come back home around 12 a.m. in the night. That's supposed to be my first food, that 12 a.m. that night. But in the morning, if I want to do breakfast or let me eat something to put in my stomach before I leave, if I miss that first bus, I am in trouble. I am in trouble. She will be telling me that, is it because of food that I came to Europe? Someone who has never told me that they are bringing me or she's bringing me to Europe, because I was not aware that I was coming to Europe. These people, this person damaged my head, my life, damaged everything. Yeah. Then, that is how I continue paying expenses that I never knows about. Going to the front of cemetery to work for her. There was a day when I heard the situation of home, because it is only when after some weeks when I came to this Europe, that is when she bought me a mini phone, just for her to be reaching me where I am. She always come with cab to come and monitor me at the front of the cemetery to know if I'm working or I am not working, or I'm doing something or not. She never let me know any places, most especially Africa store. Maybe I should not go and be sending money home. Meanwhile, our kids was with my mother. She maltreated the hell out of me. Then, when she discovered that I was pregnant, and even before the pregnancy, I asked some of the guests, how did they do it? Because when I heard from my parents, something was not right at home, because that the landlord wanted to throw them out of the house. I came from a very poor home. My mother suffered a lot for us and my dad. I said, okay. I told the rest guests, they told me this is how I'm going to do it, which is one particular girl that I trusted, that I was talking to, which is, I cannot mention names. She was the one that this is how they do it. Then at the end of the day, the little money that you earn, then take maybe like 50 euro or maybe 20 or 100, depends on how you work that day. Then choose a place at the garden, dig a hole inside wrap it inside a cellophane or paper bag, put it inside. I was doing it. I was able to gather up to 800 euro. I wanted to take that money to solve my family as threats so that they will not be thrown out of streets. Because I know where I'm coming from, that we are really poor. That is what I did. I follow up with the girl instruction. Every money that I make, I will remove 50 or 20 euro, wrap it inside the paper bag, dig it under the ground at the front of cemetery. Until one fateful day, heavily rain fall. There, I have to remove it. Everybody was removing their money. They asked me to remove it. Then I remove it. They even told me how to hide it. I had it inside the umbrella. I take it home, which is, I know that my auntie always search out my body, brazier, pants, bag, and every other corners. But I never expected that I had to go search inside the umbrella. Then when I get home, she do her usual thing by searching and all those stuff with insult always. She does not even care that I am her sister's daughter. She always humiliated me. It's like someone that who hated me right from time. She called me names to be dumb because I do not know how to read and write. She would call my father a drunkard, call my mother names, her own sister. That day, I take the money home, I hide it inside the umbrella, wrap it inside the umbrella. She did not check it that the next early morning, I went to go and have my shower. Then, when I was coming out from the bedroom, my auntie opened the umbrella, saw the 800 euro. She collected it. Oh, her day was tough. It was tough. Swears, insults, bad names that have never belonged to me. She called me all of them. She told me that 800 euro, she's not going to write it down, that she sees it. I pay 300 euro weekly for food money. I eat once a day when I come back around 12 a.m. at night. 800 euro for the land that they never bought in Italy, someone else's property. I pay 800 euro for it monthly. Then I will balance her. Then pay 600 euro for each room, because that was not her house. She rented 2 rooms from someone's house, but she told me that she's paying 600 euro for each room. That is 1,002, which is that room was 200 euro per month. Then I will now come and balance her, because when I now get to the house that she rented, she now told me that she told her friends the other time when I newly came that I'm not going to be paying any money. I just have to take care of my family. I work and take care of my family. That is the only thing that she wants from me. But she said that she was just bragging in front of her friends that it was not true. But the only thing that I have to do for her is for me to pay her 10,000 euro that she used to bring me to this abroad. That was the only thing that she wanted from me. But she never knew that all the money that she was collecting from me, I was writing them down secretly. She never knew. Because I was having a little diary that comes with me from Cameroon, even just to write number. Because I know that I cannot spell. I cannot write. Just only number. That was what I bought that diary for. Then when she now find out that after some weeks I am pregnant, she started saying that the reasons why that I am not bringing money home, it is because that I have a black man that I am dating secretly. She started assuming, continue insulting, using bad words on me at the age of 15, calling me dumb, all sorts of name. But I bear. I resist. Until she said that pregnancy has to be aborted. Who gave me the pregnancy? Because she never asked me how was my journey. I tried severally to explain to her what happened to me. On my way coming to meet her, when I was waiting for her to come and pick me. But she never asked me because I was so naive for them to use me. She never asked me. Me trying to tell her what happened, she never listening. She cares about her money. That's when I kept quiet. I never say anything anymore. She went to go and buy dry gin and Cytotec. Cytotec, it is a tablet. It's a very strong tablet that they use to help people who have heart issue here in this abroad, especially in Italy. If you have heart issue that the heart is not flowing very well with blood, maybe it's very thick, then they will not recommend that medicine for the person. Then when the person is taking it, then the blood that is stiff to the heart, they will start melting. That is what Cytotec means. But our Nigerian people in this abroad use it to change to abortion medication. Did you know how many girls died in this country because of Cytotec? A lot of girls died. But what did they tell their parents? Nothing. Some of them lie to their parents that they don't even know where their daughter is. Maybe he run follow black boy. Some of them will deny knowing their daughters. My auntie was giving me Cytotec with empty stomach and dry gin every blessed day for me to take abort that pregnancy. That is the medication that I was taking for so long with dry gin. She would tell me not to eat any food, that I have to go to the front of the cemetery to go and work for her. I would take dry gin and Cytotec every day without no food on my stomach. I will go to the front of the cemetery to go and hustle for her. A day comes, I collapse. Me going to the front of the cemetery because I was not having any strength with me anymore. I collapse. It was someone that helped me out. Exactly 3 months. I gathered all my information that I really needed from all the madams. That is when I now discovered that it is not only my auntie that is involved of my issue, human trafficking. There are a lot of people, even our friends, because I see 2 friends fighting because of money, that are involved because of my issue, fighting for the money that they are going to share with each other. They see a lot of madams, girls, being at the front of cemetery, doing prostitution every day. Even the ones that I came to come and meet there. Already, I've asked, where is the police station? But nobody really know what I want to do with the police station, because I was just joking, maybe in case of, maybe there is any danger, to call the police to come and pick, I just trick all of them, all the guests there. They showed me where the police station is. Because my auntie never really wanted me to know anything. Exactly 3 months in Italy, I went to the police station. I reported all of them to the police. Italian police. May God bless Italian leaders and police, the governor, the president, the police. May God bless them. They switched into action. That same day, they never allowed me to go home, when they now discovered that I was just 15 years old. That is how they now take me directly to the government house. Then I told them all my true life story. They arrested a lot of people, which is, I don't have phone when I was there. I never really know a lot of things. Then after arresting a lot of all of them, I was even thinking that my auntie is involved. Then they take me from one government house to another, because I was under protection, because I was really dealing with mafias. Not 1, not 2, not 3. A lot of people. That is when I went to the second government house. Then at the tail end, for the first time, when you are in government house, they will take you for blood tests. They take me for blood tests. That is when they then realized that I was pregnant. They asked me, I told them yes, I was pregnant. Then they now asked me, what am I going to do with the pregnancy? I did not respond from that beginning, because they gave me a translator, which is this beautiful lady that newly gave birth, a Nigerian woman. Her name is Micheline. That is the only woman's name that I can mention right now. She really fought for a lot of young girls in this country. she's still doing it until today to save a lot of teenagers from their madam's hand. Then I take me for another blood test. After a while, the blood test came out. Guess what? They told me, I saw that there was doctors and nurses when they came to pick me. But I was confused. Why all these people? Mama Michelle was there. My translator. They was telling me to calm down. If everything is okay with me, if I am fine. The way they was talking, I was thinking that I lost a father or a mother. But they finally told me that I am HIV positive. So, when they told me that I was HIV, not that I am HIV positive, I wanted to feel crazy. I wanted to go crazy. I felt bad. I regretted everything. I hated myself. I hated everyone around me. I was not happy with myself at all because I was weak to fight for myself. I was tired to fight for myself. That is when they now ask me, what am I going to do with the pregnancy? I told them, I don't want that pregnancy to remind me of my past. I don't want it. I asked for abortion. Although my translator, Mama Micheline, was trying to advise me to keep the pregnancy, or I could give birth to the baby and adopted it out. I rejected it. I rejected everything because at that time, there is nothing that you will tell me that I will believe or I will listen to anymore. I rejected everything. Then fast forward, that is when they now do the abortion. They remove the pregnancy. But after the pregnancy, I bleeded for 3 good months. because of the medication my auntie gave to me. The doctor were telling me that it is normal. It is because of the medication. Fast forward, when they now take me to the main government house, that is the Caritas. When I get there, everything seems to be normal. They're learning a lot of work, language. Then I was so desperate to learn how to read, because I wish that I know how to read and write. You see what happened to me? I think that I could prevent it. But that was the major barrier of everything. Then I started learning how to read in Italian language. But in English, it was no for me. I went to church. I went to go and buy Bible, to be using Bible to do practical, how to read in English language. That is how I learned how to read. Then, fast forward to I did a lot of work when I was at the government house, taking sleeping medicine because of me knowing that I am diagnosed with HIV, going to hospital to run tests, but they never give me medication from the beginning. It takes almost about 3 years before they start giving me medication. Then that 3 years, that is when they gave me 6 months documents. Then 6 months documents came, and I started getting medication. The medication was not easy. I was taking 3 medications of HIV. One, I have to put it inside the fridge. But the odor, once I open the cup, it's like headache. I want to throw up. It was not easy. I was down for 1 year plus, me taking HIV medication. Because those medication of many years ago, it was another thing. That is another story. Then fast forward to my documents. 6 months documents. Renewing it every 6 months was not easy. I have to walk back and front to renew my documents. Sometimes there is no job. Traveling to work where the Reverend Sister, because I lived with the Reverend Sister for 3 years and a half. They take us to different work. Sometimes we work at the lab inside the Caritas at underground. It was not easy. Then, after 3 years, I finally left the Caritas because I was 18. So, I rented my apartment. I started living alone. Okay, me putting my medication inside the fridge, then when I have visitor, I have to remove it away from the fridge. But a fateful day came that I forgot that my medication is inside the fridge when I have visitor. I did not remove it. I forgot. That is when my guest told me that she's hungry. I told her to go to the fridge to go and take food. When she get to the fridge, she saw my medication. Then she see my medication. She now asked me, what am I taking this medication for? I told her that I'm taking it is a vitamin. Yeah, it is a vitamin. She said no, it is not true. Because her friends that who they are living together, she's taking the same medication. She have AIDS. She explained to me and all those stuff. I just look at it. I said, okay, I am HIV positive. Did you know that? I do not know how everything got out there. That is where the stigmatization started from. Going to Africa store, I am being mocked of HIV. I have a friend that who I told to stop dating people husband. I never knew that she was upset. One day I went to Africa store to go and buy food items. Anytime that I go to Africa store, people stare at me. I wonder what is going on. But I just say, okay, it is normal. Okay, I do my stuff. I buy my things, I go. When she saw me at the Africa store, she told me, I am not ashamed of myself. Me that is HIV positive person. Instead of me to be ashamed of myself, I am trying to correct her to leave people's husband. Because the person that she's sleeping with, her husband, is someone that I know, not that my friend. It is a lady that I know, but I just advise her. You see that day? Oh, everybody turned around to look at me. I was so ashamed of myself. I was so upset. I left that Africa store with shame and disgrace. I went home. I tried to end it all. That is when the depression started from. I take medications. All the medications that I have in my house, I take it to end my life. I do not know what happened. I find myself at the hospital after 3 days. Second time, I find myself, because that second time I was the one who called the doctor, the emergency, because I was not feeling fine anymore. Third time, I take the dry gin. I went to the supermarket to go and buy 2 bottles of dry gin that my auntie was giving to me to abort that pregnancy. I drank all of them because I never wanted to be in this world anymore. I ended up at the hospital. That is when they now take me to psychiatric hospital. When I woke up, I could not remember where I was, because me going to what I could recollect is that when I was drunk with the dry gin with 2 bottles, I was running to the toilet to throw up. I could not gain myself. 5 minutes could not even stop me throwing up using the toilet. Inside the winter, I have to take one shoe on my head and hold the other one on my hand, starting to go to the hospital. I collapsed at the when I got to the halfway. It is the passengers, the people that is driving around, that now call the ambulance when they take me to the hospital, because it is when I woke up that they were telling me the story. They now bundled me to the psychiatric hospital, thinking that I was mad. I told them that I want to call a number. I called the government house, the Caritas, where I grew up from. That is where they now asked me where I am. I told them. Then I came there. It is only one doctor that who interviewed me, that who understand that I was normal. It was because of what I am passing through. Stigmatization. That is where then I came to come and pick me. The Reverend Sister. Already, they have already injected me for 3 days to sleep. When I woke up, that is when I called the Reverend Sister. Then I came to pick me. Then I put me in therapy. I was going for therapy 3 times in a week. Taking the medication that they are giving me. Those medication was so strong. Taking 3 medication of HIV. Taking 2 medication of therapy. I will sleep throughout the day. I cannot even go to work because I was weak and tired. When the stigmatization was too much from that state, I take a decision to leave the state that I was, because there were no work anymore. There was nothing to do. How will I be able to renew my document of 6 months to protect it, to get my medication? Then I left that state, rented my apartment to other people. I moved straight to Milan without me knowing where I am going to in Milan. I was having little money with me in my bank account. But when I get to Milan, I could not find any apartment or any house to rent. I started sleeping at the train station again, and at the bus stop, anywhere I could lie my head at night, let me sleep, because I was tired. Until one fateful day, I now find a room to rent. I was paying 350 euro, which is, in that court case, I finally get justice. Everybody was arrested apart of my auntie, who ran away. The rest was arrested and a lot of guests was set free. Then, that is when I moved to Milan, sleeping at the train station and at the bus stop. Until I finally found a room to rent. I was paying 350 euro. I was staying there. But the little money that came with me was going down. I was searching for job, hunting for job. I could not find anyone. I was going into depression again. I was tired. How will I continue paying my rent without no job? How will I continue renewing my documents to collect my medication without no job? Then once I go to all this salon, Africa salon, sit down there, make friends with people that is there, just be laughing and all those stuff. That is when someone came one day and said that they are looking for someone who can work in club. Is there anybody that have done club work before? I kept quiet because I have never been to club before. But I don't know what pushed me. I said, what? Please, can I ask you a question? The person said yes. The club work that you are talking about, what are they doing? They said that it is just dancing. How much are they paying? 50 euro per day. Are they writing contract of work? They said yes. I said, okay, I think about it. I said, I can do it. Because I have to survive. I have to survive. I said I can do it. without me knowing what kind of job it is. Since that there is contract of work, since that they can pay salary 50 euro per day, I accepted. That is how the person gave me the contact. I contacted the person. They reached out to me. They asked me to come. I traveled far away to the place. They said they are going to put me through. Really, they gave me contract of work. I started working at club, dancing every night. That is how me going to club, I started meeting a lot of girls, a lot of people who is giving me agent numbers. I contacted agents. You know what? I want to be traveling around because I don't want to stay in one particular place anymore. That is how my journey in club started from. They started taking me to a lot of places in Italy. A lot of dangerous places. That is another story for another time. Just to protect my documents. Just to protect my medication of HIV for me not to miss it. I suffer for that. For years. That was my work. You think that I did not see horror things in the club? I see it. I see drug. I see everything. As a naive girl, I saw all of them. I saw the world. The world see me. I don't have house because nobody want to rent house for black person. I will travel from 6 hours of my journey every month back to Milan to go and pick my medication. I was left with nothing. All what I was earning, that 50 euro per month after paying my hotel bills, eating once a day. The little money is for me to go and pick my medication at Milan. Sometimes 2 days because I have to do blood tests for 1 day. The second day I have to pick my medication. So I have to spend the night in hotel. But I did it. I passed through all this pain and stress for years. For me to protect my documents, 6 month documents, and my HIV medication for years. At the end of the month, I never have anything with me. When they talk, say, person they eat garri for abroad. It was me. 2 times in December period, I could remember Christmas and New Year because that I do not have money with me. The only food that I was having with me in hotel, it was garri. I ate it Christmas and New Year. I sustained from that. But one thing that I never allowed to push me is for me to go into drug. I never go into drug because I supposed to even go because I saw it. I saw how people use it for business. I saw how people take it. I saw a lot of guests' life being destroyed by it. But I said, no, this is not my life. I will not do that. 2 reasons was my documents and my medication that make me to remain in club for years, dancing. At the time, I was liking it because I traveled around. I listened to music. I do not meet people that I meet today, meet them tomorrow. Because I do not want to go close to people again. I ran away. I was okay. I take that word as my true reality without talking to people. Just living my silent word for years. But I do not know how my auntie get my contacts, started calling me for me to come and pay her not 10,000 euro again. I have to pay her 50,000 euro. My auntie threatened my life in Nigeria because she said that she was in Nigeria. She threatened my life that she's going to take my name to Ijebu-Ode, to anywhere Ijebu-Ode, Ijebu-Oka, Ijebu-Oni in Lagos, for them to deal the hell out of me. That I don't want to pay her money. She went to Nigeria to go and lie against me, to tell my parents that I am the one that did everything. She never sent me everything. Which is, before I started, let me recollect. Before I started doing club work, I hid everything away from my family for many years. They never knows what I was passing through. They never knows my pain. Until one fateful day when I get to Milan, I was tired and frustrated. I could not take it anymore. I wanted to go and end my life again. I wake up in the night, midnight. I started walking with tears on my face. When you are depressed, if you have really gone through depression, you will know the kind of eternal heat that will pour on your body. When you cannot take what you are passing through anymore. I started walking through the expressway because I wanted to go and end my life up. I wanted to go and lie down at the express for trailers to take my life. Because I was tired. I was tired of this miserable world. I was tired of the people who put me in this situation. I could not take the suffering anymore. Me walking, I did not know what drew me back. I decided to call my mom. I called my mom that night. I was crying because since all those years, I never told my mom what I am passing through or my family, because I never wanted to be an obstacle to 2 sisters' relationship. I never wanted to destroy the family because of me, because our kids were still with my mom. My mom were training our kids. I called my mom. My mom picked me crying. She started begging me, Abby, what is going on with you? Why are you crying? It is night. Where are you? I told my mom that I want to go and end it all. I want to go and take my life because I am tired of this miserable world. I cannot continue suffering for years that no one knows what I am passing through. That is when my mom started going further to ask me what is going on with me. I finally opened up to my mom that I am HIV positive. My mom cried. She cried. She said, what? I said, this is what I am passing through for years. I told my mom part of the story, what I am passing through since I came to this Europe. My mom said her sister never told her all these things. I said she did not know that I am HIV positive. My mom said, what? She said, what? Her sister lied against me in Nigeria, calling family meetings for them to tell me to pay her 50,000 euro. That I am only her 50,000 euro. My mom begged me to go back home. She called other of my family, my brothers. All those ones gathered up. Started begging me to go back home that night. At the time they talked to me, when I now look back, I realized that the distance from my house to where I was very far that night. That is when I started trekking back home to go back home. My auntie tormented my life for years. She did. I don't know how she's getting my phone number. Since 2017 or 18, she was still calling. I don't know, because I changed numbers. I do not know how she got my number for me to pay her money. Until when she went to work, call a family meeting. That was 2017 or 18. When they book an appointment for all of us, for me to call that day, for them to ask what is going on between me and her. When that appointment came, she never came. I bought card on my phone, 50 euro card, for me to tell all the family members my true life story. But she never came. I never see her. Nobody see her. That was when she stopped calling. 2018, that she stopped calling to ask for her money. She tormented the hell out of me.
Kai, life is very, very difficult. So you went through all of this. I'm so sorry. Please, can you tell us, how did you meet your husband and how has it been ever since?
Thank you so much, sir. for this question. I met my husband 2016. I met my husband 2016. And ever since, he knows about my true life story. He knows everything about me, that I am HIV positive and him is negative. So he has been following me and his family, especially his mother and him, that I'm going to say thank you to them. They are really an amazing people. They have been following me to hospital back to back for each of my appointments. We are going front by the special grace of God, to live together, because I met my husband 2016. Then we dated for many years. 2023, we got married, which is he engaged me 2020. So ever since, everything has been going fine. Apart of my medication, my therapy, and other stuff, he has always stood by me and helped me out in anything that I really needed help from him and his mother.
If you could go back to your past, what is something you'd like to do differently? Your story is really, really sad, and I'm so sorry that you have to share all of this.
Thank you so much, sir. If I could go back to my past, thank you for the question. I would say the things that I'm going to do different is for me not to allow human trafficking. Because the reasons why human trafficking is not a business, it's a strategy of using the innocent girls to exploit money, and they destroy their life. Same way they did to me. If my auntie could do this to my life, now let me go back to, maybe for example, if I said let me go into deep and think, I am asking myself this question day by day. How many girls has she bring to this abroad and destroy their life too? If she can do this to our own family, I think that another person from different family is nothing to her. Thank you.
Wait, though, what about the people from your past? Are they still doing this business of trafficking, bringing your girls overseas for prostitution? Are you in touch with any of them, or are you aware of any of these people? What are their names?
Thank you so much, sir, for this question. As for me, I've forgiven everybody that who hurt me many years ago. I've forgiven all of them. But the only thing that I cannot do is this. I cannot forget. I can never forget. This is my story.
So, Ma, how is life for you at this moment? How is everything? How are you coping? Are you enjoying your life?
How is life for me right now is that I will say, as an HIV positive person, it's not easy. Even if that I am taking free medication that I am not paying for. But there are a lot of things that I am still paying for Maybe when I go to the private hospital, running tests, taking therapy to therapy. It's just like recently, which is I'm not going to go into deep right now because I've passed through a lot of virus. Last year, I take almost about 20 something vaccine because that I am HIV positive person. My body is exposed to a lot of sickness. Then throughout last year to this year, last year February to this year March, I was taking vaccine. Then, right now, that was 2 months ago, I was into emergency when they detected that I have some issues with my breasts. All of us, both my husband, mother, we could not sleep. We could not rest. We were thinking that it was cancer. Everything was all emergency. Then at the end, I did biopsy in Italy. I don't know the name in English language. Is a little test where they are going to take part of my breast as a sample to do the tests after doing a lot of scan. They detected that there is something there. Then after doing it, going through that pain of biopsy, then after some weeks, the doctor said that it is not cancer. Not all about other virus. Me getting married to my husband, waiting for we to have kids because we are spending 10 years together in relationship, 2 years in marriage. We have been planning to have kids, but it's not coming until I started running tests. The problem is coming from me. I discovered that I have just 8% for normal to have kids for my husband. Then when I want to use the IVF process, because there are 2 processes of IVF. One, I have 10%. The second one, I have 30%. That is what I am running about. Life right now, sir, I cannot tell you that it is easy. It is not easy because I am passing through difficulties, fighting for me to have kids for my husband when I know that I have 8%. My husband is spending a lot to protect me because I've already had COVID twice, 2021. Almost I was at the point of death. I went to go and do, what are they calling it, to open my womb. Is another pain. Biopsy for breast, all these things that I am seeing right now. If I tell you that life is easy, I am joking, because nobody who is passing through pain physically, mentally, morally, spiritually will say that, oh, life is very, very simple. It's not easy, because I am passing through stress, passing through pains, losing a lot of money that my husband is spending, all because of me, just to save my life from one virus to another, to treat my life, to keep me safe, to protect me. It's not easy, sir.
So what is something you are praying and asking God to do for you?
Thank you for this question. One of the things that I am praying to God for is, number one, for me to have kids for my family, for me to be able to give my husband kids, just to tell that man, thank you for everything he has done for me, his family. That is my wishes. Number two is good health. I don't want to fight with any virus anymore because I cannot take it. When they told me that I have something on my breast, everybody was thinking that it's cancer, even the doctor. I was into emergency. I told God, why? I do not know if I can be able to fight this because the load will be too much for me. It will be too much for me, sir. I need kids for God to provide, for me to have kids for my husband, and to protect my health and to heal me. That is what I am hoping for. I pray every night and day. This is what I really need, my desire in life. Because right now, I am going for IVF program. I know what I am facing. I know the therapy. I know the injection. I know the tests that I am running as an HIV positive is a double case. So I'm just praying for God for this, to give me my heart's desire.
Do you have any advice for anybody watching this video right now?
What I would say to the world is that never give up. In any situation that you are passing through, never give up, because I made a big mistake many years ago trying to take my life, but I regret it. I regret every of my action. It was because that I was naive. It was because that nobody was there with me to direct me. But my husband was the one that who opened my heart and taught me a lot of things that I have to know. Make me to leave the club. Ask me to stop working at the club. I followed him. And I choose him. Even in my next word, I will still choose him. He made me to leave that horrible place. So my advice for you, for everyone, never give up in life. Never try to commit any lie in life. In any situation that you are passing through, always know that it is a blessing. Be strong for yourself. Pray to yourself. Ask God for forgiveness. to lead you and to direct you. Never do anything that will make you to regret in your life. Wishes. That is what I wanted to do, taking my life. And I regret every action of it. So don't do it. Protect yourself. Protect your children. Do not trust anybody. Never you trust anybody. If na garri una see eat, make una eat that garri. Is much better.
Ma, if there's anything that I didn't ask and you feel it's important to talk about, please do well to talk about it.
The only thing that I have to say is to say thank you so much, Sir Lucky Udo, for giving me this opportunity to share my story on the platform. I really appreciate you. I want to say thank you so much, everyone who take their time to listening to my true life story. May the Lord Almighty continue to bless you. Please, do not forget to support me too on my social media platform. My name is Mr. Luka TV in all my social media platforms. I do what is going to distract me every day, not to think. Because I have to fight my battle alone. And I have to be strong for myself and for my husband. That is what I am doing. Because I never even thought that I would get married one day. I never think about that. I was thinking that being an HIV positive, the world will come to an end. But the God who created me and you never abandoned his home. So be proud of yourself. Never allowed anybody to deceive you. Thank you so much. Thank you, sir. Thank you, everyone. May your days be long. I appreciate.
I am so sorry for everything you had to experience. This is a very sad story. I can't imagine every single thing you had to go through. I pray that the Holy Spirit comforts you, and I pray that you enjoy the rest of your life. And I really hope that this video goes a long way to communicate to other people and let them know the dangers of migration. People are desperate to leave Nigeria, and not so many people are watching videos like this. I am so sorry. May the Holy Spirit comfort you. May God answer on your unanswered prayers. And I pray that God will bring people, good people into your life that will help you forget all you've been through. And I don't even know what else to say. It's a very sad one. Thank you very much for sharing your story on this episode of the Lucky Udo Experience. I hope this will go a long way to inspire some people, to make them think. A lot of people are anxious for success. People would not mind. It's a very sad thing. So God bless you so much. And if you're watching this, you have a similar story you'd like to share, please reach out to the phone number and the email address you're seeing on the screen. We'll be more than happy to hear your story and share it to the world. God bless you so much. If you find this interesting, kindly share it to the world and indicate in the comment section if there's something else you'd like her to talk about that you are curious about. Thank you so much, and bye.